Hey friends, thanks for joining us today here at Simple Homesteading. Today we're going to be putting beans into our raised beds, and we're going to teach you how we do that and how intensive we plant those beans. But before we get started, I just want to ask you really quick, what do you think of my hat? Do you like my hat? The reason why I'm asking is because my oldest son, who's 30, a millennial, and whose opinion I respect very much, said, "Dad, that hat you've been wearing in your videos lately, it's got to die. Give it a Christian burial." So I didn't kill it off. I'll probably wear it off camera, and so I had to say goodbye to my Dayton Dragons hat, and so I replaced it with this. So below, just comment, you like my hat? And if not, tell me why. If you like it, tell me why, and we'll see if my son will agree. All right, let's go ahead and let's show you what we're going to be doing here with our raised beds and our beans. All right, let's go ahead and talk about our boxes. We have 4x4 boxes per square foot gardening standards of Mel Bartholomew's book that we've talked about before. And what we're going to do is we're going to divide these into 1 foot squares inside the box. Now, you can do that a number of ways. You can make a lattice system and you can set it down over the box. What we've done in the past is we've put in screws on the edges and then just run string back and forth and across, and given us our 1 foot boxes. The lattice, boy, that's a lot of work. It takes up some room, and even the string, even though it's more simple, it's still a bit of work. And so what we do is we just have a rod, and what we're going to do, because they've kind of worn off, we're going to take tape measure and we're just going to measure out and remark our boxes at the 1 foot areas on all of these sides. That way we just lay the rod down, we push it into the ground, and we just line it up with the black marks on the boxes. Those black marks stay there for several years. Eventually they wear off, but it's easier than lattice work. It's easier than putting string out all the time, and we just go and we push those down in there and we mark off our 1 foot squares. So you're going to take a 4x4 box, you're going to mark it off in 1 inch squares across the box, and then you're going to end up planting your seeds. So let's go ahead and let's do that right now. You can watch us get that all marked off. All right, so what we're going to do now is we're going to go ahead and be on both sides, and we're going to push this down really nice and get our squares marked off as we get ready to then put the beans in the boxes. All right, so I just want to show you the squares that pushing that rod down did for us. All right, so you can see the grid that's been laid out. Now what we're going to do is we're going to plant 9 bean plants per square. And I know for some of you who've planted for a long time in rows and in traditional gardening, and the spacing that they give you between rows and between plants, you're probably going into shock right now. But again, we've been doing this for about 5+ years, and it has worked so well. It's not going to harm the plants whatsoever. It's not going to end up reducing the amount of beans that we get each year. And so again, what we're going to do is we're going to end up putting 9 bean plants per square, and we're just going to lay them all out. Then we're going to come back and push them down with our finger and then cover them all up. And so let's go ahead and do that right now. All right, so what we've done, and you might have seen Lynn and I using two different bags of beans that we were using. In these two boxes, this box and that box down there, we planted bean seeds from last year. In the far box, we ended up planting seeds that we bought this year. We've got those down now. We just laid them all out in the grids. We pushed them down with our finger, brushed the dirt over them. These boxes are surprisingly a little dry compared to the fact that we've had an incredibly wet spring. And so what we're going to do now, and you should with any box that you do, whether it's wet or dry, is we're going to go back and we're going to get this watered, and with the sunshine we get over the next couple of days, maybe we can start seeing some germination. So that's it. Raised beds, 4x4. We plant, some people do it 12 bean plants to a square. You can do that. You can't go really any further than 12. We do 9 to a square, and then we'll do 2 plantings a season. So again, that's 9 to a square, and 16 squares in a box, and then 2 plantings a year. And that'll give us enough beans for us to have around 52 pints/quarts, give us about a jar of beans a week, which is what we would do on our meal plan, and maybe some extra beans depending on how well they do. Extra beans that we give away to family and friends. So that's it. We'll give you a garden update here after a little bit, show you how things are coming up, but let's go ahead and let's get some things watered. Thanks for joining us today. We hope this video was an encouragement. If you have not done so yet, we would encourage you to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel. If you'd like to get updated on when we post a new video, hit that little bell button on the right hand side. Share this on social media. We would certainly love to grow our online family. Again, we thank you for being a part of this channel. You guys have a great day.